Quick question. When was the last time someone told you something that challenged your positive view of the future, and you actually changed your mind? If you're struggling to remember, there's a fascinating reason why, and it's happening inside your brain right now. I'm going to share a fascinating study published in Nature Neuroscience that reveals why humans are so stubbornly optimistic, even when reality keeps proving us wrong. And here's the kicker. The more optimistic you are, the stronger this effect becomes. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand a hidden mechanism that might be influencing some of your biggest life decisions. Imagine you're 25 years old. A doctor tells you, the average person has a 40% chance of developing cancer in their lifetime. What's your immediate reaction? Most people think, that's terrible, but it probably won't happen to me. Now imagine the same doctor says, actually the average risk is 10%, not 40%. Suddenly you update your estimate and feel relieved. Here's the fascinating part. We're much better at updating our beliefs when we receive good news than when we receive bad news. But why? That's exactly what researchers Tali Sharot, Christoph Korn, and Raymond Dolan set out to discover in their study, published in Nature Neuroscience. Here's what they did, and trust me, it's cleverer than it sounds. They put 19 people in an fMRI brain scanner and showed them 80 different negative life events, things like car accidents, Alzheimer's disease, robbery, you name it. Step 1. Participants estimated their own likelihood of experiencing each event. Step 2. Researchers showed them the actual average probability for someone like them. Step 3. Later participants estimated their risk again. The question was, would they update their beliefs? Here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes the actual probability was better than people expected, like if you thought your cancer risk was 50%, but it's actually 30%. This is what they call desirable information. Good news that lets you be more optimistic. Other times, it was worse, like if you thought your risk was 10%, but it's actually 30%. This is undesirable information. Bad news that should make you more pessimistic. So what happened? The results were striking. When people received good news, information that let them be more optimistic, they updated their beliefs significantly. But when they received bad news, information suggesting they were at greater risk than they thought, they barely changed their minds at all. And this wasn't just a couple of people. 79% of participants showed this pattern. Now you might think, maybe they just forgot the bad news. Nope, researchers tested this. Memory was equally good for both types of information. People remembered the bad news, their brains just chose not to use it to update their beliefs. Let me put this in perspective. If the average cancer risk is 30% and you estimated 10%, you're off by 20 points. When told the truth, you might update to maybe 15%, only halfway there. But if you estimated 50% and learned it's actually 30%, you'd update almost fully to 32%. Your brain is literally filtering out the bad news. Now here's where neuroscience gets really cool. The researchers discovered that different parts of the brain were processing good news versus bad news. When people received good news, several brain regions lit up, including the left inferior frontal gyrus and regions in the medial frontal cortex. These areas were tracking how far off your initial estimate was, and helping you update toward a more positive view. But when people received bad news, only one region showed activity: the right inferior frontal gyrus. And here's the crucial finding. In people who scored high on trait optimism, this region showed much weaker activity. Think of it like this. Your brain has a volume knob for processing errors in your predictions. When the news is good, the volume is turned way up. Your brain is paying attention and learning. When the news is bad, the volume is turned down, especially if you're an optimistic person. The researchers in their paper stated it perfectly. Optimism is tied to a selective update failure and diminished neural coding of undesirable information regarding the future. In plain English, your optimistic brain literally ignores bad news. Now, you might be thinking, so what? Being optimistic is good, right? Well, yes and no. The researchers point out that optimism has real benefits. Optimistic people experience lower stress and anxiety, better health outcomes, and faster recovery from surgery. There's even evidence linking severe depression to a lack of optimism. Pessimistic people see the future more accurately, but they're also more miserable. But here's the dark side, and this is particularly relevant if you're a highly optimistic person. Financial decisions. Remember the 2008 financial crisis? Unrealistic optimism about risk played a major role. Financial analysts expected improbably high returns, and people underestimated the chances of their investments failing. Health behaviors. If you underestimate your risk of disease, you might not take preventive actions, like exercising, eating well, or getting screened. Life planning. Family law attorneys who are overly optimistic underestimate how bad divorces will be. People underestimate how long projects will take, how much they'll cost, or what could go wrong. The researchers conclude that this selective update failure makes us peculiarly susceptible to view the future through rose-colored glasses, and that's not always a good thing. So if you're someone who scores high on optimism, and statistically most people do, here are 3 things you can do with this knowledge. 1. Create a bad news protocol. When you receive information that challenges your positive view, whether it's about health risks, financial projections, or project timelines, actively pause and ask yourself, am I giving this information the weight it deserves, or am I unconsciously dismissing it? 1. Seek out pessimistic advisors. Surround yourself with at least one person who's more pessimistic or realistic than you. When making important decisions, specifically ask them, what am I missing? What could go wrong? Your brain won't naturally process this information strongly, so you need external accountability. 1. Track your predictions. Start keeping a simple log of your predictions versus actual outcomes. Did that project really take 2 weeks like you thought? Or did it take 6? Was your financial return as high as expected? This external record can override your brain's tendency to selectively update. The beautiful irony of this research is that optimism helps us maintain optimism. Your brain has evolved a clever mechanism. Turn down the volume on bad news, turn up the volume on good news, and keep that positive outlook intact. For most of human history, this probably served us well. Optimistic people took risks, explored new territories, and didn't get paralyzed by anxiety. But in our modern world, where accurate risk assessment matters for everything from retirement planning to health decisions, understanding this bias becomes crucial. The study I discussed today is How Unrealistic Optimism is Maintained in the Face of Reality by Sharot, Korn, and Dolan, published in Nature Neuroscience. I'll link the full reference to it in the description. You don't need to stop being optimistic. Those benefits are real, but maybe, just maybe, the next time reality hands you information that challenges your rosy view of the future, you can consciously turn up the volume on that signal. Your brain might be filtering it out, but now you know the trick. If this video changed how you think about your own decision-making, hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based insights into how your brain really works.